This is WLWT News 5, leading the way with breaking news.
And that breaking news, a man is in custody after Cincinnati police and Secret Service agents say that he vandalized the Cincinnati home of Vice President J.D. Vance. The vice president speaking out for the first time not long ago, saying a statement, quote, "A crazy person tried to break in." And thanks for joining us here at noon. I'm Ashley Kirkland. We are leading the way with team coverage on the incident. WLWT News 5's Lindsay Stone joins us in studio breaking down Vance's statement. But let's get over to News 5's Karen Johnson, who's live with it. What exactly happened early this morning out in East Walnut Hills, Karen?
Yeah, good afternoon, Ashley. This all unfolded just after midnight at the vice president's Cincinnati area home. Investigators say 26-year-old William DeFore ran up to J.D. Vance's home with a hammer and started smashing windows.
Welcome to the video, everyone. This is Justin Paul. Look at this 26-year-old dummy. I mean, look at his eyes, guys. Look at this guy. I guess he looks like he has a mullet or whatever. So this guy now is going to be facing, charges as far as trying to break into the vice president's home, J.D. Vance, breaking his windows with a hammer. I mean, what made this guy think that was a good idea? I have no clue. But, just looking at this guy, it doesn't look like he have all the screws tightened up in his head. This is our youth, or 26-year-old, young adults. I mean, I just don't know what possesses people to do stupid stuff like this. And you have to know that the vice president's home is going to be heavily secured, heavily surveilled, and this was just a stupid idea. I mean, maybe you should have ran it by someone with a lot more logic that you may know, and they would have told you, man, that's a stupid idea. You're gonna get yourself in a lot of trouble. And now, not only you, but I'm sure your whole family is now under surveillance, for you doing this. I mean, you just look absolutely nuts. And what did you think you were gonna gain from this? Except for, some popularity now, knowing that you're the crazy guy that went up and tried to do something to the vice president's, Cincinnati, Ohio home. Like, oh man, I just don't know what's going on in America where people think that going out and damaging someone else's property is going to do anything other than laying your butt in the slammer. Now you in there going to be, fighting for your life up in the slammer.
According to court complaints, DeFore also damaged a car belonging to the Secret Service. Vance and his family were not home as they had already returned to Washington, D.C. Court documents indicate a Secret Service agent witnessed what happened and detained DeFore, who is now facing multiple charges in Hamilton County, including vandalism, obstructing official business, criminal damaging, and criminal trespassing. The Secret Service did release a statement this morning saying the man was physically detained by Secret Service agents assigned to the vice president's home. The residence was unoccupied at the time of the incident, and the vice president and his family were not in Ohio. The U.S. Secret Service is coordinating with the Cincinnati Police Department and the U.S. Attorney's Office as charging decisions are reviewed. Now, we are learning more about DeFore's criminal past. He does have a little bit of a criminal past. First, he is from the area. He lives in Hyde Park. He has previous charges. In 2023, he was charged with trespassing on property at UC Health's Psychiatric Emergency Service Building. Records show he was found not competent to stand trial in.
There you go. He has trespassing on some type of psychiatric facility, and they deemed him not competent to stand trial. So another case of this growing epidemic of people out here with mental issues going out and just doing the most, getting themselves right back in trouble. And this may just be a slap on the wrist, man. This may just be something where he spends a few months in jail and just gets released. Who knows how this is going to turn out, but just another case of this growing mental health, crisis that we're definitely going through in America. I mean, you can tell it in his eyes that, um, he definitely doesn't have it all there. And again, man, if you think that Secret Service isn't going to be outside of the vice president's home, whether he's there or not, you a damn fool. Even former presidents still have Secret Service details.
Those charges were dismissed. Then a year later, in 2024, he was accused of vandalizing a Hyde Park business. Judge Ellison Hathaway found him eligible for mental health treatment in lieu of conviction. Reporting live in East Walnut Hills, Karen Johnson, WLWT.
So that's definitely going to be the defense for this guy's, his history of, mental health issues. And there was already a judge who, granted him the ability to go seek mental health services. So, like I said, I don't think anything's going to come out of this but a slap on the wrist, man. But, definitely want to just bring you this guy's, picture again, man. Like, it's just like when I, say as far as guys with, the nappy hairdos, the unkept cut look. Um, it's all in the eyes, man. It's not necessarily your hairstyle or anything like that, man. It's always all in the eyes. You can tell when a person just is just off their rocker, you know. As simple as that. Let's see if there's anyone else that's covering this.
But I do want to move on now to some breaking news that we are following on this Monday morning. Take a look at this, a social media post courtesy of TMZ as we follow some developments having to do with Vice President J.D. Vance. It says that J.D. Vance's Ohio home windows broken in incident, one person taken into custody. We do have some footage from that incident earlier on today that was brought to us by several of our partners that are covering this story intently. TMZ, though, goes on to say this: Vice President J.D. Vance had a frightening incident happen overnight at his Ohio home, and one person is now in custody. The chief of communications for the Secret Service told TMZ, quote, an adult male was taken into custody by the Cincinnati Police Department after being detained by U.S. Secret Service personnel for causing property damage, including breaking windows on the exterior of a personal residence associated with the vice president. That same agent said that the home was unoccupied at the time of the incident and that the vice president and his family were not in Ohio. A local news outlet there did obtain the images of some of those damaged windows of that property. And TMZ goes on to report that a source with direct knowledge told them it's unclear whether the suspect was trying to break in or vandalize the property. Moving forward, the man will be interviewed by Secret Service agents to learn more of his intentions.
I mean, you just put yourself on a radar for no reason, man. Put yourself and pretty much your whole family on the radar for no reason. I don't know if I don't think he was trying to break into the home. I do think he was trying to vandalize it and cause damage. But man, you just put a bullseye or just a big surveillance net all across your whole family, man. They're gonna be digging into your history, their history, and trust me, they're not gonna stop watching you guys. They're gonna be watching you for a while. Because if you willing to go and do something like this, there's no telling what else you'll be willing to do. And congratulations, man. You're on their radar now. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and close this video out. Thank you everyone who has subscribed to my channel. Man, I can remember like 2 months ago just starting this journey, not having no subscribers. Like I'm up to like 235. Getting up there. So I appreciate everyone who watches my videos, all the comments that you guys leave. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna just continue on with this journey. Again, if you like my content, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This is Justin Paul. Peace.